What is going on, folk? My name is NimbleThor, and today we are going to check out Arena Stars Battle Heroes, a new game by the Dash Quest and Tiny Rail developers. So I'm rather excited about this one. And Arena Stars plays a bit like a mix of a MOBA and then Clash Royale by Supercell. So what this means is that just like in Clash Royale, we do indeed put together a team of units, 6 in total in this case, which we then deploy throughout each match at a certain mana cost, with mana then regenerating automatically over time. But then just like in a MOBA, we do control a single main hero. As you guys can see right now, we're moving our hero around on the left side of the map. But let's start deploying some units though, and let's start dealing some damage to the opposing player. Now I want to just deploy as many units as possible all at once. I want to use the shields on the main hero. You guys can see the skills on the main hero in the bottom right corner of the screen. It gets a bit hectic here, so just try to follow along, and I'll try to explain basically what's happening as well as I can. Now we lost 1 life here. Our hero died once. We have 3 lives in total, but I do believe if we just take out the opposing hero one more time, we will have already won this match. These matches tend to last for just about 50 seconds or so, 60 seconds. They can go all the way up to 90 seconds in total. And I'm really liking this very fast-pacedness of the game and the fact that each match ends so quickly. Now look at this. We only have to defeat the opponent one more time to have won this match completely. So let's deploy some of our really strong units. Let's make sure to keep using the skills. We died a second time, so now it's down to our last HP. But look at that victory for the Nimble squads. I'm loving that. Now, the gameplay is very fast-paced, as you guys just saw, and I've just been having a blast with this game over the past few days. The fact that we have to move our hero around and use its abilities as opposed to simply playing cards onto a field makes the gameplay rather engaging, and I'm actually really liking that. And look at that, we leveled up to level 6. Now, the playable hero also means that winning or losing doesn't solely depend on the cards we have in our deck, but also on how good we are at actually playing our main character. Let's go open up some more loot boxes here. Now, luckily, as you guys have probably noticed, we don't have to wait for loot boxes to open. They open immediately as soon as we have the required keys or the required stars. So this system works exactly like in Supercell's Brawl Stars game, if any of you guys have played that. I bet a lot of you have played it already. Now, something interesting I barely noticed at first is that the order of our team, let's go have a look at our team over here, the order of the team composition is super important. Initially, I figured that we would just draw random units from our team at the start of every battle, but it turns out we draw them in the exact order that they are placed here in the team section. So this unit up here in the top, for example, the Hunter, is going to be the very first unit that we can use in every single match, or at least it's going to be one of the first 3 that we can use at the start of the match. This unit, the Picker King, is going to be another one, and the last one is going to be the Sniper. So a little beginner tip is to make sure to spend some proper time figuring out at which point in each battle you want to be able to deploy each of your units. Now, of course, when you've deployed all of them, they start to just cycle through, but the beginning of each match is very important, so make sure to at least have your first 3 units really figured out. I am very much liking this system, by the way. It removes some of the randomness typically seen in card games like, for example, Clash Royale, and it adds some more strategy instead. Now, the game's UI is also surprisingly well made, actually. I never have any doubt about where I have to go to find a certain thing, going into the settings, going back again, going into our character profile. It's all very, very simple, and I really appreciate that. Now, there's one more feature that I want to go through before we go into one more match, and it's a feature that I actually barely noticed, but that is the ability to create private rooms. You guys can see that we're starting one right here, right now, and we get to set the rules of these matches. Like, for example, the starting mana, the mana rate. We can change that, for example. Look at this. So now we get mana much, much faster. We can also change the hero lives, duration, cooldowns, and so much more. And then you can invite your friends to play in these private rooms, and that is freaking awesome. That is something that I wish many, many more mobile games would do. It's something we see in many PC games, the ability to create private rooms or private servers, but oh, how I wish we would see that in more mobile games. Luckily, it's here though. I'm really loving that aspect of the game, and it's especially very neat in this game because the monetization is sadly, certainly pay to win. After all, if we just buy enough loot boxes, we will be able to upgrade our units very, very quickly without having to do any type of grinding whatsoever. And that, I think, is the definition of pay to win, or at the very least, a pay to progress faster system that I think a lot of players are really not gonna like. Now, this game is also out on Steam, by the way, on PC, and the game has received quite a few negative reviews because of the pay-to-winness of the game. But there are many other players also saying that they can easily compete. It's just a huge grind, but if you get through the grind and if you enjoy the gameplay, the grind isn't really an issue, then you will still be able to compete in this game. So take it for what it is. I think this game is definitely still worth playing. Now, this game is still brand new, and the developers, luckily, were very honest about the fact that we are indeed fighting bots if there are no other players to be found, but that we are indeed fighting actual players whenever there is someone to be matched against. And honestly, in my opinion, that is the only reasonable way to do matchmaking, because if you think about it, if it wasn't for the bots, then how would any new game ever get off the ground? You wouldn't be able to find matches, you would quit the game, and no community would ever start to grow, and no new players would join the game. So all we can hope for is that this game now becomes much more popular, and maybe some of you guys here in the Nimble Squad community want to go check it out for yourselves. If you do want to check it out, the download links can be found in the description box down below. As always, I love that the matches are only 90 seconds each. It keeps things very fresh. I also really like that we don't have to wait for loot boxes to open. They open as soon as we have enough crowns or keys instead, which we get through gameplay. The game's biggest issue will be the pay-to-win aspect, which seems to trouble many of these types of games on mobile, sadly. But if you enjoy, as I said before, if you enjoy the core gameplay and don't expect to compete against the top players, then you can definitely still enjoy this game, and especially if you like to play games with your friends as well, because the friend system, the ability to create private matches, is pretty much unheard of in mobile games. I also do want to say that if you enjoy MOBAs, but you're looking for something more fast-paced and something more casual, or if you've enjoyed Clash Royale in the past, but you're now looking for something a bit more engaging, then I do think Arena Stars will be just your kind of game. And while you're down there checking out the download links, if you do want to check it out for yourselves, let me know in the comment section what you think about the game. I could be wrong about certain aspects of the game. Maybe there's something I completely have overlooked as well. Let's discuss that in the comment section. And now it's time for the mobile gaming news of the day. And today's news is great news for anyone who likes idle games, and especially if you played Non-Stop Night, because Non-Stop Night 2 is finally coming to mobile. It's gonna release on Android in 2019, probably on iOS in 2019 as well, but specifically on Android, you will now already be able to pre-register for the game, so you can download it as soon as it does release. Now, my personal opinion is that this is amazing news. I played Non-Stop Night, the first game, a lot, and I'm really looking forward to covering the second one. Don't be scared by the idle parts of the game, by the way. I'm really liking this game because of its somewhat deep RPG elements as well. So if you're into RPGs and you think maybe it's time to check out an idle game, then Non-Stop Night 2 would be a great introduction to the genre. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new around here, but most importantly, until next time, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around.